Well, welcome back to the V4 Future Sports Festival. We do apologise for the small lengthy delay to get things moving again, but I'm happy to say that we're in the second half of proceedings here in Day 2 in Group B. My name is Brandon Smith, and of course alongside me across the 3 days of actions live here in Budapest, Hungary, is Richard Buckley. Rich, it's our first time watching 2v2 FIFA eSports and casting it as a duo. How have you found it so far?
Yeah, I think FIFA 22, it feels good for 2v2. I think the gameplay sort of suits the 2v2, how sort of meta, how it's going to go this year. I think we're seeing very entertaining games. I think the better teams are winning, not necessarily the better individuals, but the better teams are pulling through in the end. And in that little bit of a lengthy break there, we're able to go inside and we're able to speak to a number of the pro players. We saw Bejot and his teammate from yesterday, that Polish powerhouse team. We're able to talk to a number of different players. We even caught up, unfortunately, they've not been doing too great, the Croaks, and FIFA Feature just sort of saying it's not been clicking, and hopefully we can get it going in the second half of the day. But if you are just joining us, this is how the table currently stands at the moment. Brandon Smith, talk me through what people might have missed.
Absolutely. Well, if you missed yesterday's action, Group A is concluded. The Czechs and the Poles are through to tomorrow's finals. Cannot wait for that one as it stands. However, we need 2 names from Group B that will join them in our final 4 tomorrow. This is how the table looks after 3 rounds of action played. We have got 3 more rounds of action still coming your way today here live in Budapest in Hungary. And this is the next one. I've just bumped into this man and said hello to him for the first time. I mean, I've never met him before. I've just said hello to him for the first ever time. Bristomer alongside his teammate in Kroon Alex. Lots of history there between them. And safe to say, maybe we've called them the underdogs at times just because we didn't know too much about the side of Kroon Alex. We know he's a Twitch streamer, a live streamer in general, was, of course, former teammate at Red Star Belgrade out in Serbia. Serbia weren't actually part of the Global Series until the last year, so now they are in the Global Series. Hopefully, we're going to see the likes of Bristomer come back into the scene now. Of course, not a pro player at Red Star Belgrade anymore, currently a free agent. Should we get them out to the stage? Let's have a look at their walkout, and let's get our teams out to the stadium. Hungary first, I believe.
We got to turn it up. We got to turn it up. We got to turn it up.
Well, there you go. That is the team of Hungary there, made up of Chris Madge of LV Esports and the man, the myth, the legend that is Mr. Hungary FIFA Esports, Morna Garba, the Hungarian beast. They have looked like the most impressive 2v2 team that we have seen here at the V4 Future Festival. I mean, they've got to go and play well, Richard. They're in their home country, in their capital city. They need to play well.
No, absolutely. I think they are going to play well as well. From what we saw earlier against the Romanians, they were a really good side. However, someone else who was a good side was the Serbians. They kept their first clean sheet of the day, and let's see who did that.
Those are the Serbians coming out now into the studio. Handshakes around before we jump into the game for this one. And heard as well that before coming into this, Serbia, guess how many games they played before practice, before they came into this tournament?
20.
Final guess?
Final guess.
5 games. They played 5 games, and they're the only team that's kept a clean sheet in this tournament so far, and they're on 3 points on the board.
I mean, it's impressive. It's very, very impressive. Will they continue it against arguably the favourites in this group, the Hungarians? When you look at what they did against Romania, then you look at that Romanian performance in retrospect against the Croatians, it looks a very, very good win, because you win this game, you go to 6 points. Whoever wins this game goes top of the table on 6 points. And
can we say today that they go through?
We can't, but they put themselves in a very good position to go through.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as you said, the story of this V4 Future Sports Festival, is basically a pro player and a content creator. This Serbia side is pretty much that, a streamer on the side of Kroon Alex, and of course the pro player in Bristol, who has won plenty of tournaments in his time as well. And again, someone I've lucky enough to open his rewards. Actually asked him, could I open his rewards again? And he said yes. So
got yourself some content there.
Got a homecoming happening again at some point in the near future. But talk about impressive duos. These 2 Hungarians have been superb together. Chris Madge, Morna Garbo had a bit of a joke with Ovi just before we came on the show, Richard, saying about that kickoff, the long ball through, the long ball that finds its way into R9 every single time. And he just said it was a hell to defend against, and that's one thing that they've had in their sort of arsenal.
Well, it also goes to show that they came in prepared. They weren't playing on the fly. They had a few things up their sleeve. They knew what they wanted to do. That kickoff, every single time, it was regimented. It was, we get the ball, we play the kickoff, and then we go in behind and we look for that R9 chance. So it certainly goes to show that they've prepared well and they've taken this very seriously. The Hungarian side, will that continue when they come up against a team that's not conceded a goal yet? How long will that streak continue for? It's been 180 minutes thus far. Will they make it 360? I find that very hard to believe, but I mean, look, if the Serbs can do this and they can keep another clean sheet against this Hungarian side, I will be mightily impressed.
Oh, absolutely, and they'll be putting themselves in such a good position, Richard, the Serbs, to send themselves through to that Winners' Wednesday, we've called it, tomorrow, our Final 4, where there will be €11,000 up for grabs as the top prize. €25,000 prize pool here in the V4 Future Sports Festival. We are waiting to get into this game right now. It'll be our 4th game of the day, and at this point in the day, we're starting just to shape the group a little bit, trying to find out who is at the top, who's at the bottom. At the moment, if you are from Croatia, it hasn't been the best of days for you. And that's a great example and a great conversation point there, Richard, because they're very good FIFA players. Retrospectively, NH Panic and FIFA Feature are very good FIFA players, but together, it's just not working.
Yeah, individually, you can't say anything about their quality, but as a team, sometimes it doesn't work for you. We've seen that a lot in real life as well. Look at that PSG side right now. Some of the best individual players, arguably one of the best individual players of all time in Lionel Messi. You put that into a side that has got the likes of Neymar and Marquinhos, Verratti, Mbappe, Di Maria, all these unbelievable talents. But unless you can get them mixing together and you can get them playing well, it does create issues. And also, something we've not spoke about, one of these 2 players, it's their specific team that they're using. You might not like who they're using. FIFA Feature might be saying, you know what, I would have never chosen Hullet in a million years, but we're using him because that's the player that's in the squad that we've got to use. So I do think that there is some sort of... The team element of it has to be more talked about than I actually think it is. They also... When we talk about the league right now and the group standings, something that we need to talk about is that the order of the fixtures. Romania have got 1 game left against Serbia in this group. If Romania and the Romanians can go and get a result against the Serbians, say the Hungarians smash the Serbians right now and it will 1-off, and the Croats are just the bottom team in this group, the Hungarians go in and beat the Serbians 5-0. The Romanians will look at that and think, you know what, that's a relatively comfortable game now. We can go into that game and think, we've got nothing to lose. The question is, how much do we put on that first Serbian performance? We'll see if they can back it up right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult game. A very, very difficult game indeed when Serbia play Romania in the last game in this group. In the meantime, though, this is game 4 and we are officially underway. It will be Bristomer's team of Serbia. Little kick from left to right, and as you can see, it is a very packed team. It has got the likes of R9 in there. David Ginola, Neymar, Mbappe, stacked with quality. Pretty much the standard team you've come to expect from this 2v2 format. We see on the flip side for the Hungarians, I think it's been Gabidia. I mean, more Nagabo's team. Gabidia is in the building here in the studio in Budapest. I actually spoke to him and I said, who's impressed you so far without being biased? And he said, well, of course, Hungary have played very well. But to be honest, I think they do look like the best duo. Everyone else has been a little bit samey, he said.
I think there's a lot of validity to that point. We've not seen how the teams are going to match up against each other. The first thing that's thrown me off a little bit is this camera angle that one of the players is playing on. I feel like I'm sat on top of the stadium.
Give you a bit of a different angle, doesn't it, on the pitch? It's the most popular asked question, that, isn't it? What camera angle do you use?
Can you review my team?
That's the order, isn't it?
The thing that baffles me about some people's teams, I'm going to say this right now before we get into the action. Some people don't need their team reviewing. They're just going in to flex who they're using. Oh, look at me. I've got R9 and Pele up top. Can you review my team? Well, there's no one I can improve on your team, so thanks for showing everybody that you've got a ridiculous team.
Okay, I'm going to send my team into you next time, then.
Yeah, I will. I'll tell you to go and buy a Mbappe.
Well, it's a pretty crazy idea that these have only played 5 games prior to this tournament. The 2 Serbians. Here's R9. At the moment, they are linking up very well. However, they have been teammates before. There has been chemistry there. They are friends outside of this. It's the Red Star Belgrade shirt that Kuhn Alex is wearing. Has to force that ball through there. No way around it this time.
One of the big positives of the first performance that the Hungarians put on was their attacking sort of, aggression, really, and their attacking prowess. They were really, really positive in the final third. They were shooting from outside the box. They were shooting on angles where other teams have passed and tried dribbling. They were really, really proactive in the final third. See if that continues now.
Chance for R9. First chance. Wasn't a clean shot or goal. Defended well by Rudiger, of all players, actually gets the shout. Renan Lodi as well, of Atletico Madrid on that left-hand side.
But you saw the intent straight away. It was a ball roll scoop turn onto R9's right foot, and he was looking to get a shot away pretty much instantly.
Trent Alexander-Arnold also on this side. A Premier League taste to the team. It's been Bundesliga in points, Serie A, Liga 1, Premier League or even La Liga. How the defence has usually been split, whether that's via a foot hero or Marquinhos combo alongside somebody. This man that won the ball's been in everyone's team, Ginola. If you've been missing any of the action across the 2 days, you've not seen why. Just maybe why he has been used by so many. And he has a price tag of 1.4 million still in the market. On the PlayStation, that is. He's worth a lot of coins and he is a big money player.
Marquee signing and marquee player as well, because he does win games. He does score goals, he creates, he assists. He causes damage in the final third. This is where the competition really starts to heat up as well in this group stage. This is where the Slovakians' downfall really started yesterday, when Poland beat Slovenia 4-1, and the Slovakians then lost against the Polish in game number 5. This is where the table can get flipped on its head.
Cheeky little pass round the corner into R9. Here is the Hungarians. Good idea, Rudiger. Right place, right time there. He's playing just behind his Chelsea teammate actually in this team. N'Golo Kante alongside Nkunku is that midfield duo. That's been one of the main areas of choice, and there's been a lot of different combos played as two centre mids. Good feet, R9. He's the Hungarians. R9 times it green, matched by Petr Cech. He comes flying off his line to save that one for a corner.
It's a very good save, wasn't it? It was a real nice bit of play on the edge of the box, looking to open up that right-hand shot into the far post. Reverse elastico turning away from the defender. I'm just trying to look at the corner here. They've pulled two players short. Now goes onto the edge of the box, and unfortunately,
off the back of the heels, wasn't it, of the player there?
It goes to nobody in the end.
Well, Poland were feeling quite confident, weren't they, about their corner idea for tomorrow. We won't go into too much detail about it, but
we were hearing a lot of tactics and a lot of promises that the Polish were saying. They will be in action tomorrow as they came second in the group, so I imagine they'll be playing top of this particular group, which as it stands will be Hungary.
And also, it's a double elimination tomorrow, isn't it?
Certainly is, yep. Winners and losers bracket opens up. And that will take us into half-time. Nothing really too pressing to talk about at the interval. 45 minutes gone. We've got 3 halves of FIFA left to play.
They just manage it, though, with Serbia so far. They just manage everything that comes at them so far with what we've seen. Yes, there's not much that's happened in that first 45, but they're the only team that's kept a clean sheet and has not conceded a single goal, across 5 halves of FIFA now.
I also think they don't play themselves into danger a lot. They play quite safe in regards to they're not playing out of the back. They're not looking for a lot of high-risk, high-reward passes. You'll see a lot of their play. It's getting the ball into the wide areas and then looking for balls over the top. See, I like that. It's very safe. Another player there might play into midfield, and you try and play out.
Oh, no.
Just to say that.
R9's in a running race. R9 is just in a running race on his own. He's got all the time in the world. It's going to be Nkunku chasing him down. Cheeky chip from R9. The composure, like no other from the Hungarians there. You say about making a mistake, R9 was just literally get your head down, run, and it was all about staying composed, which R9 was able to do. A cheeky chip over the goalkeeper, and the Hungarians lead by 1-0.
I mean, if I'm not seeing Kursler commentator ever before, that is it. I was just talking about them not taking a lot of risks, loses the ball on the halfway line. R9, he's not the quickest of strikers, he's not an Mbappe pace, he's not even a Pele pace, but when he got away from the defender, he's strong enough to hold players off, he's strong enough to get away from the last man. He could be in for a second here. R9 on the volley, great save from Petr Cech.
And another warning shot fired. At the goal of the Serbians there. One played short. Back kindly. Julian Draxler. Cheeky chip. Nicely lofted into the box. Easy day for Petr Cech.
It's actually very rare where you see players open up like that, where you've got a striker running in on goal from literally the halfway line. Like, very rare do you ever see that, especially in competitive FIFA.
I think what happened as well, they were just stretching the pitch so much back to goal. That's really nice! The Serbians strike back into this one.
What a goal.
Well, the goal to remember. Lovely little bit of intricate play there between the two of them. And a cheeky little finger like there from Kroon Alex. He was over the moon with that one.
Yeah, very happy with that. Weren't there? Great play in and around the box. Dinked over the top and then just a simple cut back to R9. He had a lot of space. And he was always going to be a favourite to nod it past the goalkeeper.
Bad to say on that celebration there. We missed the
over the top
Hungarian through ball that didn't cause any problems there. That cross nearly did. Recycle back to Nkunku on the finesse. It's a great save again. 60 minutes played here. 2/3 of the first leg. It's all square at 1-1. But the game is starting to come alive now. You can feel it. Another corner. Who are they looking for in that box? Played short. Chipped in, lots of time in the back post. Just couldn't get over that one.
Yeah, couldn't bring it back down, the header, Mike Enos. It looks a relatively free header, but a little bit stretching was the centre-back to get any sort of clean contact on it.
Well, they have conceded their first goal in the tournament. It was only a matter of time. And from what we've seen across the board, there hasn't really been anyone that's been able to keep a clean sheet other than Serbia. Kante will wait patiently for others to join this attack. He's got the French midfielder to the side of him, who will finesse it from a huge range out. There was nothing fancy about that one in terms of a time finish. It just angled its way to the top corner. And if it wasn't for the crossbar, that would have been a goal.
So unfortunate. It wasn't timed green, but he just got the shape perfectly on the finesse shot. Crashing off the crossbar. It could have bounced back to a white shirt as well. Chance still not over.
This is nice. Good link up in the box. Ginola! That's a goal to remember from the Serbs. Really well taken again. It just was all in sync. It was all in line, and that's a goal to remember.
I tell you what, the Serbians are coming to play. We said we didn't know too much about them. They were the underdogs coming into the tournament, and they look really, really solid as a duo right now.
They've got such a different team in terms of the defensive back line there. Renan Lodi on the left-hand side. You've got La Liga, Liga 1 in there, and then a right-hand side at the back of Premier League players. And Kante's in that midfield as well.
Kante, rule breaker Rudiger, and then also rule breaker Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. And who else to score the goal but David Ginola?
Well. From 1-0 down to 2-1 up. The ultimate turnaround from the Serbians.
They're also playing a slightly different formation to a lot of the other teams as well. A 4-4-2 second variation with the two CDMs, two really wide players as well, and then the two strikers up top. It's enabling them. David Ginola's a left mid, but he was able to ghost in at the back post, almost unmarked on that cutback, and find a lot of room inside the box.
Bit of an overload, wasn't it? So much space at that back post. Final 15 here in our first leg. Best of two, remember. R9 maybe thought about the finesse for a second. Wanted to play Mbappe, which unfortunately wasn't cleanest of passes. Double tap pass down the line to Neymar. It was hopeful. Possession finds its way back to the two players. They got caught out in this moment just because they made it so wide, the pitch, and the gaps between the full-backs and the centre-backs were quite big, and when they got counted on, the centre-backs were nowhere to be seen. There could be another chance now for the Hungarians. Rudiger recovers well. And they actually play themselves out of that danger very, very well indeed.
We're talking all about the Romanians and the Hungarians, but the Serbians could be the team to beat here.
Maybe it did help them that we weren't
bigging them up,
so
yeah.
Much. Bit more fuel in the fire to give them confidence to say, you know what, let's go out there and put in a performance. He's actually telling me that his teammate Bristamo is actually a Gold 1 player. I did say, can I say it on stream? He said yes.
Wow.
Did ask, is he part of the Gold 2 gang? Unfortunately not. Rest in peace, Gold 2 gang.
What is it now? Rank 3?
I don't even know. What would you compare rank 2 now? Even argue rank
Gold 2? Probably rank
3, rank
3. 8 and 12. Yeah.
Goes to show though, as long as you know your way around FIFA Ultimate Team and you're a half decent FIFA player,
it's all about how you gel as a team.
If you can gel together as a team and have the chemistry, the rest can be history. A minute left plus additional time. Hungarians with the last chance of the game. This is the biggest test they've had so far. The duo of Chris Madge and Morna Garbo. They're able to take down the Romanians. Finesse from distance! David Ginola! He is the star of the show here in Budapest, Hungary. And at the moment in FIFA 22 in general, he is the constant name that we just keep on talking about.
A very, very sly smile comes across Molnogabo's face as that finesse flies into the top right corner. Timed it green, timed to perfection from David Ginola, and that will take us into leg number 2, all square, unless we can see something spectacular from the kickoff.
Yeah, it will be the home team here in Hungary. The host nation in the V4 Future Sports Festival. Wanting to ensure that they will be in that final day tomorrow. And I mean, what a game we are set up for in this second leg here, Richard. 2-2 in leg 1, with it all to play for in leg number 2. What a game that it was in the end. 4 goals evenly split. And we get to do it all again in about 5 minutes or so time. Brilliant, brilliant game, brilliant spectacle, and David Ginola take a bow.
I really don't think the Serbians are going to be too annoyed by that result. Obviously, it's disappointing when you concede a goal in that fashion, but there's really not a lot you can do against it. It's not like you've defended that sort of situation poorly. You've just conceded a finesse shot from a long range out. It's not like it's the end of the world, and there's a load of mistakes that have built up to it. It's a finesse shot from the edge of the box that's timed green and it's flown into the back of the net. I still think the Serbians are going to feel really, really good in this scenario at 2-2.
It's one of those as well. I mean, we've seen so many finesse shots coming across these 2 days already, and even when they're timed green, there's not always a promise, is there, that they're gonna fly into the back of the net at the end of the day. But yeah, the Serbs have been really, really impressive. That second goal they scored was one to remember. I'm sure we'll get to see it in a replay in the break. But we are going to go to a quick break now to get the players just set up ready for this next leg. When we do return, we'll have the second leg for you between Hungary and the Serbians. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back in a few.
Welcome back to the the V4 Future Sports Festival, aka the David Ginola Show here live in Budapest, Hungary. You're joined by myself, Richard Buckley, and Brandon Smith, who are also live here in Budapest. First LAN event that we have been on in, what, about 20 months, 21 months? It's great to be back here watching some FIFA esports live and in person. And what a game that we are seeing unfold right now between the Serbians and the Hungarians.
Yeah, I love it as well. You can just see there between the two players. It's one thing that we've questioned across these 2 days is how are teammates communicating to each other. You've just got a phone call going on between the two Hungarian players. They're wanting to ensure the communication they are talking through is on point. They did lead in that last game, then they trailed by 2-1, but did show character. More importantly, David Ginola showed his skill with a finesse from about 30 yards out, timed it green, and it was the last chance, last kick of the game that brought us all square at 2-2. But yeah, they call themselves maybe the underdogs, the Serbians. They have played extremely well. They finally conceded a goal in the last game, but they just seem like they have a way they like to play their 2v2 FIFA, and I can't wait to see how this second leg goes. You have to remember, both these teams have already won a game here at the V4 Future Sports Festival. One of them will go top of the group after this game here right now.
I can't wait to see how the first sort of 15-20 minutes does start to shape up. Will it be an early goal? Will it be a stale period? The Serbians looking to... Oh, R9 losing the ball, winning the ball back. They've been so influential, the icons, and especially the foot hero in David Ginola.
And it will be Team Serbia from right to left in that dark strip. Of course, in the white will be Hungarians as well. Made up of Morna Garbo, who's got rich history in this tournament, the V4 Future Sports Festival. He got a top 4 finish back in FIFA 18. It was actually his biggest ever prize earning as a FIFA Pro player. Picked up a serious chunk of cash, in which was a huge tournament, by the way. Went under the radar. 100,000 euros was a prize pot for that back in FIFA 18.
Incredible when you think back to it, isn't it? Gabinho walked away with 40,000 euros.
Ridiculous lump of cash there. Chance. Could be a chance for Serbia. Stings the hands of Edwin van der Sar and out for a corner. It will go Mbappe. Coming so close to putting the Serbians back into the lead. This is nicely done. N'Golo Kante. R9 fakes the shot. R9 still in possession. Reverse Elastico can't find that pocket of space he was looking for. Cordoba. They were just to step in there and to do enough. Good idea around the corner with that high through ball. He trips over. Back post. Petr Cech safe hands.
Did draw a foul as well, did Petr Cech. Too close to goalkeeper. R9 looking to pick out David Ginola again. I'm sure that's a formidable duo that we'll be talking about long into the season, especially pre-Team of the Year.
Keeping the ball back at the moment, don't they, the Hungarians? Nicely done. Finds David Ginola, the goal scorer. The last one requires a massive save again from Petr Cech.
And right there, it's all about you just backing your goalkeeper. It's David Ginola, inside right channel, shooting across goal. You need your goalkeeper to be big for you, and a beautiful, outstretched, full stretch. Petr Cech just tips it around, but it wasn't wide. It was back into the danger area. If they start picking up on that, maybe they can, the other player, start running.
Back to R9. It's going to be a gift here, Richard, potentially. Timed it green. Does feel like a bit of a puzzle this year, doesn't it, to get past the goalkeeper? Because when you're in the box and you're close, they seem to be ridiculous. I know for a long time players were saying, no, put it high, put it in a corner. But the reflexes and the reactions of goalkeepers, then if you take a shot from distance, obviously not going to be a 99% chance. It's not going to be a 90% chance of going in.
A lot of the time, I find my best sort of finishing and my best success rate is waiting for the opponent. So if they're a very good player, typically they'll move the goalkeeper. As soon as you see that little bit of goalkeeper movement, you just shoot to the opposite side. If not, I like just power shots into the opposite corner, or maybe even like a finesse shot, opening up my body and placing it around the goalkeeper in those real one-on-one type scenarios. But on the angles there, maybe a low-driven shot is quite a good technique this year, holding both L1 and R1 together, shooting across the goalie. But there's certainly a skill to be had and a skill to be learned in finishing those real 50-50 chances.
Yeah, we've seen it in a bundle, haven't we, across these last 2 days of just chances wasted, really good chances that you'd think would go in. Hasn't always been the case. If you have just tuned in today as well to this tournament, do not worry, there is still plenty more to watch, so do not go anywhere. The best is yet to come. The best part of the group action as well is coming up. 2 final games. How is this Group B going to conclude? Is it going to be as exciting as Group A was yesterday, which saw Poland go through and Czech Republic find a way through into the final 2? Could be a chance. Really nicely done again, even with the reversal. Astigos coming out. Defensively, pretty much everyone has been sound at just matching up those tackles.
They're just getting bodies in the way as well, not allowing that finesse shot to have a clean entry in towards the goalkeeper's net. You're making sure you've got people in the way. You make sure you've got bodies sort of dotted around the box. You're not pulling players out of position. Great little dink into the box.
Oh,
R9.
Nice. Serbia again! Just the way they move into the box. There's just a plan behind it. There's a purpose. And more importantly, there's a prime icon. Or soon to be a prime icon, I should say. One of the best icons in the game, waiting patiently on the edge of the box for you. It's going to be R9 that strikes so back into Serbia's hearts. And more importantly, they lead by 3 goals to 2.
It's not the first time that we've seen the Serbians do that particular move where it's out wide, but then a player will run in behind the defence, but into a sort of area. Not really towards goal, not really away from goal, just into the box. A lofted pass, the square ball into the box, into that particular player. They can then turn, they can shoot themselves, or just a quick offload. Players arriving late into the box. On that time, it was R9, and he's always going to finish it.
Really nicely done. Just the way they've been able to carve open this Hungary defence at times has been super impressive from Bristamir and Krun Alex. R9 is in the air. It should just go for a goal. Goes for a corner in the end. There was a deflection off our defender at the back there from the Hungarians. Corner played short. Means a throw-in. And that will do us for half-time here in the game. Only a goal between the two, and I'm pretty confident to say, Rich, that won't be the last goal we'll see in this game.
Yeah, because the Serbians look hungry for more goals.
If you pardon the pun. Set you right up for that, didn't I?
I did, yeah. You said it about 20 seconds ago, but didn't follow through with it. So I came straight back in.
Always pick it up on me. Half-time in this one. Hasn't been the best 45 from those 2 players on the right-hand side of the stage in Chris Madge and Morna Garbo. Morna Garbo was actually telling me about Christopher Madge. He said that he actually was involved in the FIFA 18 V4 Future Sports Festival, but just missed out on qualifying for the LAN by just 1 single game in the qualifiers. And sort of their mindset and their main motivation coming into this has been, we want to end this with a smile on our faces, to be champions, to be the winners of the first ever 2v2 tournament that this tournament has ever hosted. And the first LAN event that many FIFA players have played it for a very long time as well. So a massive well done to all involved here. Bringing the action live from Budapest. Back to goal. Here's Neymar.
Kante has been outstanding in that middle of the pitch for the Serbians. Just hustling, breaking up play, making sure that there's nothing clean inside the box.
If we're honest, yesterday he wasn't that outstanding, really. Played for Slovenia, didn't he?
Wasn't really played a lot as well. Like,
he played in one team, yeah. I think he played for Slovenia.
Yeah, it rings a bell.
They sort of went missing at times in the game. Chance. Oh, 9! Oh, and if it wasn't for Renan Lodi, that would have been an unbelievable goal.
Beautiful play again in and around the box. It was R9 reverse elastico, looking for that finesse shot past the goalkeeper, and the only thing separating the Hungarians in a level game was the upright.
Yeah, there may have been a chance for Domination Esports' Gabo, I should say, to get that one back. It's an all-square game. He has been an iconic figure in Hungary across the last few years, has Gabo. Hungarian beast, he's called himself. This is brilliant feet in the box, by the way. Unbelievable from the Serbians. Back to Neymar, it could be a gift. And believe it or not, you see more professional footballers getting involved in this world of FIFA esports. If you know the Bundesliga well, you know Red Bull Leipzig pretty well as well. You might know the midfielder of Dominik Sorbozlia. Founded Domination Esports, signed a couple of FIFA players in there, a female player and a male player. And of course, when he was looking at people in Hungary to sign, he looked to his shoulder and went, I'll have you, Gabo, and you can strive this organisation forward for me.
Why would you not pick up Gabo? He's not only a top FIFA player, but also a content creator. That's an integral part of a lot of esports organisations now, having somebody there that can bring people on board, that can get people wanting to support the team, whether that be through performance on the pitch or through performance on social media, and creating engaging content. And Gabo is a jack of all trades.
Yeah, and his money well spent, no doubt about it. Look at the season he had in FIFA 20. He was ranked and ridiculous in the end. 23rd he was in Europe. Chance for David Ginola. For the Serbians to strike again, to strike into a 2-goal advantage. Brilliant feed from the Frenchman around the box. He takes it off the goalkeeper's hands, does Cordoba. Well, they had to get rid of that one.
Fabulous feet from David Ginola in and around the box there, twisting, turning, just couldn't get a better delivery on the cross away. With only 15 minutes left to play, the Serbians are looking to go 2-0 in this group stage.
Off the drive forward, little double tap, dink around the corner. Mbappe, watch his run back to Mbappe again. Chance for the Serbians. Can he find the cutback? Wins a corner. And with 12 minutes left on the clock, something's got to change for the Hungarians, because it has all been one-way traffic at the moment.
It certainly has, yeah. I mean, you look at the bench as well, what's going to be coming on. It's going to be Carrasco, Fofana, potentially Marcus Rashford as well, coming on and getting some fresh legs onto the pitch. But certainly, the Serbians came into today as maybe underdogs. They are far from that right now. They're about to be favourites to go through in this group if they can hold out the final 5 minutes.
And what a story it'll be for Serbia as well. The first time they've been invited into this V4 Future Sports Festival. We extended from 4 nations to 8 this time round for the FIFA 22 edition of it. And what a story it would be as well in terms of an upset here in Budapest. And there is a lot of people around this venue and studio watching and hoping that Hungary will go through and will carry that pride through, that national pride. Of course, with Gabinho winning it back in FIFA 18. He was the first FIFA winner in this V4 tournament series. Final 7 minutes now. Can Hungary find a way back into the tie? Vinicius Junior, what a save, Pecek!
I thought the play coming in at the back post, it was killing Mbappe, who was going to have a tap-in.
And that's why you pay your big bucks for the icon goalkeepers. Pecek, brilliant save. Vinicius again, he's only been on the pitch for 2 minutes. Already causing problems. Whipped in towards the back post, claimed well by the Czech goalkeeper. And I think Ristamir was just saying, let's just slow and calm things down, because we are so close to Not just getting 3 more points, but making a statement here. We haven't come just for a bit of fun and for a few days away. We have come to make it known that Serbia is very good at FIFA. 2v2 FIFA esports action, actually. And we want to be amongst those names in Winners Wednesday, as we're calling it. The finals tomorrow. And the €25,000 pot will be split. That's really well done, that. Just sucking time out of the game from R9. A minute of additional time, and it looks maybe...
One more
Unless
chance.
there'll be a chance. One more roll of the dice for Neymar.
Nope.
Big win there from Renan Lodi. Cleared away by David Ginola. And a statement has been made from the Serbians. Bistamir, alongside Kruno Alex, will pick up a huge 3 points. They're unbeaten, Richard. And they're heading into the game a little bit later today, looking for 9 from 9.
6 points guaranteed. Top of the table as it currently stands. And if the Croats can get a result against the Hungarians in the next game, they are automatically through. The Serbians, they're in an outstanding position to go through in this group. There would have to be a huge sort of turn of goal difference and turn of fortune against them if they were to go out from this position. 6 points. The other two sides who are trailing them, Romania and Hungary, are both on 3 points, and Croatia are bottom on 0. The Serbians are in dreamland right now.
Yeah, I mean, the Romanians, Richard, they've got to sit back and wait till game 6 today to see what on earth they need to do, what they need to do to try and get themselves back into that top 2. But congratulations to the Serbians. They're a duo that is literally made up of a content creator and a pro player, a Gold 1 player, as we know. You wouldn't believe they played 5 games before.
You won't believe he's a Gold 1 player. Outstanding
looking
performance so far.
Very, very comfortable indeed. Both the players there, of course, were former teammates at Red Star Belgrade. But we are going to conclude that match up there. Round 4 done and dusted. 2 more games still to come. But as always, we're calling for you guys at home who are watching from all around the world to send us your selfies like these guys have. There is a unique link in the Twitch chat right now that you can click, send us a selfie, and who knows, you might win yourself a power bank that could be signed for all of us here at the V4 Future Sports Festival. We're off for a quick break now. When we return, we'll have round 5 coming your way, and it's a must win for the home nation here in Hungary. We'll see you in a few minutes.